All right, week 20, the division round. We got the Chiefs versus the Bills. So Buffalo is favored by 3, and I'm going to take Buffalo. The model is mixed on this one, so let's walk through the numbers. The model, just straight up, no correction, says it's pretty close, but gives a 61% chance of the Chiefs to win, which equates to about a 3 point spread. When I come over to the raw numbers, is it says it's a little bit closer. It says it's an even game at 24-24. Those are the median values, not the average. So that gives a different nuance to it as well. So, but when you kind of look at this, you see that the box plots looks pretty similar. You definitely you got the upper edge of the box plot for Kansas City up to around 30, to whereas 28. So a little bit of skewing going on there, if you will. And when you come over to the confidence interval, is it says that it's more likely that Kansas City wins, but it isn't. It's not beyond that 95% probability average or that probability window. But then where it really starts to get so really the confidence interval says no difference between the two. Uh, there might be one for Kansas City, but you can't quite make that determination. When you come to the Bayesian adjustment, this is where it says, oh, wait, no, there's a big advantage here for the Bills. And so let's take a look at the reason why. The model has been underestimating Buffalo all year long. And then when you come over here for Kansas City, that zero, that 77 point differential. So in real life, the point differential for Kansas City in the regular season was 77 plus 77, and the model hit it exactly. So what that tells me is the model has been uh, hitting on Kansas City pretty accurately, but it's been underestimating the Bills pretty consistently. And when you look at the Bills, they've been up and down all season, but what we've seen is for the last 5 games in this last weekend, which is not part of uh, uh, this display, they've been solid. They something changed. They fired the offensive coordinator. Again, I'm not a real. I still think that their head coach is probably he got a lot of accolades on TV this week, and I'm still not sure that I'm a believer in him. But that notwithstanding, let's see what they can prove and see how that works out. But their offense is good. Their offense is certainly one of the tops in the NFL. Have some problems with their defense against the rush, but they've been good against the pass. Whereas when you come up now, this will be interesting though, because when you come over here, Kansas City's been rushing the ball really well, so they're going to have a strong rush against a poor defensive rushing defense. And I realize that it shows over here that overall the Kansas City passing ranking is mediocre, but that's not because of Patrick Mahomes. That's because other than Travis Kelsey, they don't really have a strong receiving core to go to. So that's the reason why that ranking is pretty poor. But nonetheless, it is what it is. If you can't throw it to anyone, I don't care how good the quarterback is. If there's no one getting open to catch the ball, that's all you have. So let's take a look at some of the performance charts here. So uh, these are always interesting to look at because sometimes the advantage doesn't necessarily just jump right out to you, and that is definitely a case that I see here. You definitely see one of the things I'll point out: Patrick Mahomes, that rank that we saw earlier. He's having to push the ball. That's why those interceptions. And Josh Allen's been doing it too. But quite frankly, I think watching Patrick Mahomes has been difficult because when you're trying to push it in, you don't have a player that's getting open and making those plays. You're going to have that problem. They've got some explosiveness, but then again, you're seeing pretty similar over here for the Bills. I think the Bills are a bit more of a well-rounded team, but I will say this: you have a slight advantage over here with the Bills on rushing, and then just a slight advantage over here then for Mahomes in the passing as well. But again, the ranking comes into how efficient are you, and so oftentimes when teams lose and you get a team like quarterback like Mahomes, he can put up 400 yards, but when you're throwing the ball 60 times and you're hitting on 35 of them or 40. Those yards per attempt is where that really comes down at. Now let's come over here to the bottom left. So league average. So these are .4 for Kansas City, 22. Their offense isn't what's winning them their games this year. It's their defense. That's what you see right there. League average is 24. They're holding their team's opponents to 17 points. Buffalo is right around there with them, but you can see that their offense is just doing a better job of getting the ball in there. Now, granted, notice we saw this in the previous chart as well, is the median is 24, whereas their average is 27. So what that just tells me is you have some skewing in that difference. So anyhow, if you like what you listen to, click like and subscribe. If you've got a question, comment, drop me a note. Thank you.